So the question is, how can organizations better identify when a vendor's recommendation is based on profit versus what is actually best for the business? Now, to be fair, sometimes what's profitable for the software vendor is also the right answer for you as an organization. But I would say probably more often than not, I don't have any science or data to back this, but I'll be curious to hear what you guys think. I feel like more often than not, what's in the software vendor's best interest is probably not in your best interest, because your goals are misaligned. You're trying to do two very different things. They're trying to sell software. You're trying to transform your business. Those are two different things. You hope to bring them together, but that's easier said than done. So what are your thoughts here, Scott? How do we reconcile?
I wish I could. I was going to try and get through this session without bringing up our expert witness practice, but here it goes. So I run the Third Stage Consulting's expert witness practice, in which when implementations or the selection of software goes badly, and organizations are unwilling to or unable to negotiate something between themselves, they both involve attorneys, and they look for experts like Third Stage Consulting to help guide them through the process. What we typically find in a lot of these expert witness cases is the fact that the organizations do trust the vendors blindly, but also do not go through a formal selection effort. So one of our sweet spots in helping organizations is to guide them through what solutions are best for them, what system integrators are best for them, and going through a very formal rigor around structured demos, RFP requirement analysis. But what usually ends up happening when we get called into an expert witness case is an organization flies to Vegas for XYZ software conference. They love what they see. They meet some sales folks. They shake hands. They have great dinners. And all of a sudden, before they know it, they're signing contracts for a 10-year license agreement with a heavily expensed implementation effort, and then wonder why it went south halfway through. So we want to make sure that organizations like Third Stage, or others, if you so choose to go down that path, you take the time up front to really vet what your requirements are, what your expectations around this project or series of projects, and then talk to multiple software vendors in a very formal way. They're not your friends. They're not that buddies. Once you select the ecosystem, then you can be friendly with them. But up front, you need to think about the organization first. So if our earlier comment, you happen to love this software salesperson, you are love the idea that you're a huge billion-dollar organization, or let's say 500 million, and you're able to do the ERP implementation in 6 months, 9 months, because they want to go as fast as possible, hand over the licensing, and move on to the next client. That is in their best interest. You should drive the organization's needs and requirements for multiple vendors potentially, and make sure that they're addressing your needs in their proposals and not the other way around. And for organizations that are on this call that haven't done a transformation effort in the past, make sure, again, you know what your requirements are up front. Whether you can do that internally, hire a firm like Third Stage, but truly understand what your needs are. Because when a senior salesperson is talking to the CEO or the CIO, and they talk about all their clients that use their system 100% out of the box, be concerned, right? You are going to have some unique processes that are not going to be met by their out of box processes, which is fine. And we see that almost every single time. But you understand what your secret sauce is versus what you can do as far as blocking and tackling from, let's say, a finance or accounting standpoint. So again, knowing what you need up front before you talk to any vendor is going to be crucial to see whether they're leading you or you're leading them.
Yeah, and you want to be confident in that knowledge of what it is you want, because if you don't have that confidence and you haven't taken the time to do what you just said, Scott, then you're gonna inevitably defer to what the software vendor says you should do. And of course, they're going to tell you they've got best practices, they've got pre-configured solutions, all this stuff. okay, maybe sometimes that applies to you in some parts of your business, but there's going to be other parts of your business where your operations should be driving the technology, not the other way around. And it's also to say, I mean, let me ask you this, Scott. I mean, surely if a software vendor offers me a really nice dinner and I get to meet Bruno Mars backstage at the conference, surely that's worth signing a contract, right? I mean, that's why would I say no to that?
After a couple of drinks, I might say it's worthwhile. But be sure that you are taking your time and enjoy them. Enjoy the stuff that they might throw at you, but know that should not be your deciding factor in signing a contract.
Yeah, absolutely. Agreed.